filled with virility. Let's look at the Doctor Who magazine. Now, Doctor Who magazine, let's not mince words, has been shit, right? Doctor Who magazine over the last few years had a weird course. It had, well, first Jodie came in, right? So, and then there was a very noticeable change in Doctor Who magazine. I think best showed in the Time Team, which was, Time Team used to be this great feature they had, where they had 4 people who watched Doctor Who in order, right, throughout the entirety of the original run, right, and they acted if it was like the first time seeing it, and it was their first impressions, right. So then they changed it to another Time Team, and then as soon as Jodie arrived, it was Time Team that hates you. Toxic fandom took over the Time Team, and it was set up by Benjamin Cook, who is, oh God, so insanely woke. And like, Benjamin Cook is, I think, the poster child of woke. You know, he's absolutely everything that woke is, because talented, absolutely intelligent, talented, professional, and like, look at him. He's got nothing going on in his life, right? It's cool to like live in Camden. I used to go to school in Camden at JFS. I used to love Camden. Camden's a cool place, right? Camden in London, right? Camden town. It's cool when you're 20, right? To live there, but like when you're 40 and single and childless and have literally nothing in life to show, right? It's a tragedy, right? It's an absolute tragedy. Benjamin Cook was the one who spearheaded, like, again, the wokest, most divisive, just most repulsive type group of fans possible, right? Oh man, nobody was straight white male, right? No, none of those evil straight white males. So they placed them with like a bunch of purple haired troglodytes, and it was like literally 20 minutes before one of them was called being a sex pest, right? Because they always are what they scream about. There's a guy, Mr. Trilby, right? He always screams about people being anti-Semitic, and he's the biggest anti-Semite. Like, this whole Gaza war has been a nightmare for him, because he really wants to like go full anti-Semite, and he has done over the last little bit. But like whenever I mention him, he always said, "Oh, I get white supremacy by mentions." No, you don't, you lying cunt, right? No, you don't. So anyway, Doctor Who magazine, basically, much like Doctor Who during the Jodie years, said to the readership, we hate you. We hate you with every fibre of our being, you evil, white, cis males. Oh, and that's even if you're black and female. We still hate you if you don't align with us, right? If you're gay and you don't agree with us, no, that means you're straight. You're a cis white male at that point. Anyway, cells didn't do so good, right? So there, and much like the show itself, the cells did not go down well. It lost viewers immensely, much to the point that by 2019, the sales figures were that if it didn't have the international sales, which Doctor Who is like the only magazines that does in the Panini stable, or it didn't have the international sales, they would have cancelled it, because it would have dipped to. With the international sales, it had a circulation about 20,000, I think 19,000 a month. Without it, it would have been 13,000 under 15. Cut, right? You're gone, right? You're gone. So then Rusty Davies came back and we went, oh, we're saved! We're saved! Oh, what the savior here to save us. At least I did, and I was completely wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. What I saw of Shooty Gutler on screen with Millie Gibson, I felt was authentically Doctor Who. Right? There was a trans character in that kind of skeeved me out, and in the background, but so I wouldn't be particularly comfortable watching that with younger children or children in general, right? Because I think the whole idea of convincing children that sex is mutable is so wrong and evil, right? It's so deeply anti-science, right? It's like we have the entirety of human history and science and religion, right? Sex is not mutable. And now, the last 5-10 years, he became around and screamed you into silence. Rusty Davies, sadly, one of those people. So they lean very, very heavily into divisive ideology in the specials, which were dull as ditch water, right? I mean, oh man, the whole Starbeam. So what I saw Shooting Up on screen, I looked at it as if it was a fresh reboot, and other than okay, a lot of it was a gay masturbatory fantasy, but it wasn't explicitly a gay masturbatory fantasy. The whole scene in the club was a gay masturbatory fantasy. Well, it wasn't in the same way. I think Nicola Bryant was more of a hetero masturbatory fantasy, a lot less subtle. Obviously, in the same. So I'm not really that bothered as long as it's not like implicit in the script as it was with Starbeast with the. Yasmin Finney. Oh god, I hated all of that. So what I saw of the shooting spread, I liked it. I thought that last 35 minutes of a 50-minute episode, I thought was a lot of fun. Right? I thought their chemistry was good. I thought he was interesting. I thought Millie Gibson was great. Right? Really genuine. It's not just because I think she's super bloody hot, but she is super hot. I thought she was genuinely good. She carried that episode, and that opened my mind to like watch it going forward. But still, you look to the magazine. Has now just got weird. So they said that last issue was 600. And the new editor, I like him, but he's weird. He's a weird guy. Like, is he a multiple rapist? Maybe. Wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know that. But or is he totally normal, just a bit eccentric? Could be. I don't know. Anyway, haven't looked at this magazine yet. Let's have a look at it together. Doctor Who magazine, one of the few, here's the thing, it wouldn't be so crushing that this era has been disappointing if they didn't bring out this new logo, which really gave you hope that there a return to the traditional roots of what Doctor Who is. And again, on the strength of what we've seen so far, I don't think we're getting that. But on the strength of what we've seen so far from Shooty, I'm open-minded. So that might be a bit overcomplicated. The Valley, I remember Michael Jason. Michael Jason is great. Oh, what a great voice. I love Michael Jackson. Dalek Flight, Implant of the Daleks. I don't like they're doing the fact of fiction over two issues now. Time Lord style, design the Doctor's awesome new outfits. I hate this about this new Doctor, right? I absolutely hate that. It's too much emphasis on the bloody clothes. It's way too much emphasis. It seems very vain. Goblin Army, creating the monster creatures of monstrous proportions. Okay, that sounds interesting. New series cast directors revealed. Leela returns. We must be talking about the season 15 ad. Fine, let's see what we got here. We have wait, is there a new? I don't know. Jason Quinn. So he's got a thing about the Valiard. Okay. One second. I just got a password reset for fine. I just got a password reset for a website that I don't use but I built. So I'm hacking into it. Interesting. Fine. So I'm not going to read his intro. Maybe I might. Let's read the beginning. He's an interesting guy, right? It's been quite a month since we last spoke. It's strange how time marches on. The last time I penned one of these, we were gearing up to celebrate 600. Okay, it was a month ago. Now we're gearing up for a brand new season of Doctor Who. It's gone very quiet, though, hasn't it? It's gone very, very, very quiet. And I don't think there's anything about the new series in it, is there? Yes, I know the wait seems to be endless to most of us, but getting closer and closer. Honestly, it's not. Fine. I'm not reading this. But say nothing about Michael Jason. So yeah, this is a new cast announcement. Genesis Linear. Okay, wonder who Genesis Linear. It was really welcome Genesis Linear on board. It was a great delight for me to work with Genesis on ITV shows called You and Me in 2023. Why are they called Genesis? What the hell? Let me see a little bit. There's something weird about this person. Let me look at that. Genesis. How do you spell his name again? 1 second. Genesis Linear. Okay, actress. Is it actress or an actor? I don't know. Oh. Honestly, this really just gives me a bit of a headache that you never know Is it a bloke or a woman? I don't know. Yeah, should we look at their Wikipedia? I've never heard of them before. So born in 89, Bermuda-born British actress, dancer, and singer. She originated in Anna Cleves on 6. On television, she is known for roles in BBC medical drama Casualty and Silent Witness. Okay, I think she's a girl. Right? I think she identifies as a girl as well. Right? But she's gay. Identifies as a queer and appeared in initial gay times. Right, everything ties. I knew there was something about that. Everything ties into that. And it's not like, oh no, gay people on the screen. It's only gay people on the screen. So here's the thing. This was released in Comic-Con. Not Comic-Con, in Gallifrey 1. This new poster. And it's really, I think, uninspired. It's really not grabbing you at all. All right? This poster would work if everybody knows and loves Doctor Who. We're not coming from that right now, right? The specials didn't reignite people's love for it. So directors are Amanda Brochi, Picnic at Hanning Rock, Girl Boss, and Gentleman Jack, and Michaela McPherson. Again, look, here's the thing. Because of Disney's DEI rules, I don't know if these people are good and they were hired because they're good for the job, or they were hired because they're ladies, right? Script to screen, what's this? This BBC Script Library just put a bunch of stuff on the Whoniverse. I wish this was available internationally, right? This is one of the innovations of the new era, which I think is excellent. If only they had this on Disney Plus, right? Ruby ratings. What are they going to say after? I never trust these ratings, right? The overnight, the live figure, I believe somewhat, right? But I just don't believe it. Goth Opera is coming to audio, which I'm really excited about. That was a good book, right? They see this white blouse that this has got. They whited out all the blood from it from the original Alison Pearson cover, which I thought was much better. The narrated soundtrack of Edge of Destruction and Brink of Disaster are being released on vinyl. Well, that's weird. That's not music. It's the rate. That's just weird. Okay. See, look. I want to say here. I think this. If I fell through a time hole in 1978, right, and I appeared in 2024, and the first thing on Christmas Day as Doctor Who was airing, I was like, oh, Doctor Who's on, right? I would look at this, and I would look at, the Tom Baker Doctor and say, oh, this is the same show. It was very different, but I would say it's got similar DNA. If you disagree, it's fine. It's okay when we disagree, right? It's okay. Paul Neary, great comic book artist, passed away. That's very, very sad. Nice they got a full-page feature on him, though. Yeah, I remember. This was, look at that great piece of art he did. JG, not before traveling time through his own experiences. Did he do the Gallifreyan Guardian logo? I bet you he did, right? I bet you he did. Revolution Space, freaking awesome, right? Very traditional third Doctor star. I think Tim Treloar is excellent, as is Sadie Miller. That's Liz Sladen's daughter. Really, really, really said it. This feels completely organic. This was kind of like, imagine a season 8 or 9 story done in season 10. Essentially, you got this. Yeah, so imagine like the IMC, that sort of thing going. Letter from the showrunner. That's usually the first thing I ran to read. I'm going to read this. I'll go over this on Saturday night. Okay, but that's the first thing that I would always run to look at. Not so much anymore. Like now, it's like more in terror and anticipation. Richard Franklin passed away. Apparently, who are these pictures? David Merrick ran into Shooty Gatwa, and Richard Franklin, dedicated follower of fandom and fashion. Fashion t-shirt. That's a nice t-shirt. That's true. Oh, now they've got something else doing the cartoon. It wasn't Daft Dimension, was it? For a while, I can't remember. Bring back Tim Quinn and Dickie Howard. That's what I say. So apparently, being being snowman is when it's a homosexual thing when you are very much in love with your partner and you perform sexual acts on them, resulting in your face being covered in cum. That's called being snowman, apparently. So when the Shooty punched his way out the snowman, said, "I'll be a snowman." Some people were a little bit displeased. See Doctor Who in person. Tom Baker will visit the following newsagent signing up with Doctor Who Weekly from Marvel Comics. When was this? I remember meeting Tom Baker when he was plugging Doctor Who and the Monsters book, or Doctor Who and the Dinosaurs. So Galaxy 4. Let's see what's on YouTube. If you already missed David Tennant, hear about his film first as he prepares to host the BAFTAs. God, that was an embarrassing smack round the face, wasn't it? Yes, it was. If you're already missing Catherine Tate, I'm not. I'm not at all. Then you can go in here and talk about her later. Not interested. Sophie Aldred. I'm like, okay, Sophie, darling. In one of the interviews, you said that your son's a drag queen. Okay, I get it. I just think he might be. I think that might have coloured your judgment in the mores of the day, right? Sophie reveals the secrets behind all the badges on Ace's iconic bomb jacket. Suze bloody Kempner, will you give it a rest? Will you stop trying to get people to in any way like this awful human being, right? So comedian Richard Aaron talks to Suze Kempner. I was going to say I will put a link to when I went over that video. And she's as awful as you would expect, like awful and clueless. I understand that all Doctor Who fans just hate Doctor Who. No, they hated you doing Doctor Who because you were shit, right? Although people called her ugly. I mean, like, I don't think I would like to sleep with her, right? I really don't, right? But she's got a lovely pair of tits, so I don't think you can take that away from her. One fan's quest to own and restore his on-screen paradigm Dalek. Well, that is a strange quest. Not quite as strange as Dr. Ruth action figure. Like, why? So what is this by Richard Atkinson? Frozen instant time, bigger on the inside. Well, that looks interesting. See, this is something that I think I would actually enjoy reading, right? Because I got lots of frozen bits in time, which for me are like pure Doctor Who. The Goblin Crew, right? So people were like, well, what are goblins doing in Doctor Who? There's no scientific explanation for them. So for me, that there wasn't a scientific explanation given. There was sort of. It wasn't really a problem. They didn't mean preclude the possibility that there was one. I don't think these were purely magical Harry Potter-esque creatures that don't fit in the Doctor Who universe. I think they came from a differing universe and were called into existence somehow. All right, and you had this bit where Shooty Gutler's Doctor was talking about they have a different technology, like a string technology. They were singing about the Marsonon. I think that's why they were singing as part of their reality encroaching on ours, which is fine. I like, again, this sort of headcanon stuff works for me, right? So it wasn't really a problem for me. A lot of people it was, a little bit, but for me it was just kind of like fun Christmas Doctor Who fare, which is a bit frothy, a bit silly, but generally speaking, I thought they were quite good as villains. I think we could actually use a bit more of them. I was saying that with her last night when I got sucked into talking about Dune for about an hour. It was like a long time with Mega Geek, right? The weird thing about Dune is this: that Dune Part 2 just came out. It was dragged. And I wanted more of it, right? It was a long movie, like 2 hours, 45 minutes, and they changed bits of it from the book, which took away from the feel-good factor at a resolution, which I thought was a problem. But also, you saw lots of things, but I would love to see more of like the Bene Gesserit or the Getty Prime, or all that stuff was very interesting. Anyway, fine. So they made goblins. Actually, this sounds quite interesting. I was just going to be dismissive of this article. I'm like, no, actually, this sounds quite interesting. But going to and the Goblin King. So looks like it's 3D printed somehow. Is it? I don't know. This is an article I would probably read. Right. So the Goblin King was supposed to be a much bigger fight sequence, but they yeah, they couldn't afford it. Funnily enough, talking about all their insane budget they have. Celestial Toymaker coming out. I am so not interested in that. Like, I am so not. Okay, I just got an email telling me the new issue of Doctor Who magazine's out. Doctor Who magazine hits TVC. Last year, Doctor Who at last issue hit as last issue hit newsstands. A friend from Doctor Who magazine celebrated to celebrate the big 600. I saw something really funny about this. Was it this or no? This was a different party with Karen Gillan and Jenna Coleman. Man, like I don't want to be a dick, but man, Nick Briggs, now he's looking so old. What happened there? Blimey. Okay, who's in the middle with Sophie and Bonnie? Center, journalist Amira Ahmed. Okay, whoever that may be. Fine. So Susie just wears clothes so well. He's a dream to dress. Well, I think you're making it more about her, more about him than about the character. None of this really works for me, and like I'm not really thrilled with Millie Gibson's costume. I mean, she is stunningly beautiful, and they do have her somewhat dressed in a burqa. But I bet this is a long article, which I'm not interested in at all. Although, actually, maybe I would be interested. I kind of like the Toymaker was one of the best aspects of the revival, right? Not revival, the new era. And I think the silliness of the silliness of the goblins show through. And like, I remember seeing them film this. I'm like, well, why is he wearing that? I don't know. Now, also, I do get the feeling that this is a lot of time has passed since the what was it? The last special, the Toymaker one, and this. It doesn't seem that they're so connected to me. So I think this is like his major costume, right? I think that this is his major look with variations upon it, and which is fine. I don't like occasionally an episode here or there, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work. Like this is a gay masturbatory fantasy. I am sorry. For me, was it too explicit? I actually don't think it was. Right, and I don't really have a problem with the Doctor dancing in a club. Fine, but this whole look worked. So yeah, look, the jury's still out to see how this is going to work at all. It's okay. I just find it really strange. And I thought one of the things I liked about Doctor Who is that he always wears his normal Doctor Who costume, no matter. What's going on. It's all about Christy D. Nothing makes me less interested in redesign than have Christy D grinning mug at me. With the introduction of the Sundays. Ruby Sundays. Doctor Who enters the world of foster care in a big way. Christy D reveals why this means so much. Oh, fuck's sake! Can you? Not everything has to be like personally representative. You could just have a fucking story that you watch and you like it, right? Like I don't feel like any real kinsmanship with Marcus Scarman, right? Or even the poacher from Pyramids of Mars. Freaking great story, man. Look at that. She has the same smile, which is like disconcerting, scary smile. Like that smile never seems honest to me, right? It never seems honest. It's the same smile, right? Look, and I'm so glad that she had, that there was a system there that found people that loved her and looked after her, right? I'm very, very happy about that, right? Thank God I'm there. The greatest TV show, the greatest in the galaxy, greatest TV show. We like to think after a long day saving the universe, Doctor and their companions like to retire to the TARDIS TV room. What? No, we don't. That's a dumb article. This is a dumb article. No, the TV Doctor Who might watch. This is, man, it's a long, dumb article. Unless, is this about the shows that are in the universe? Back in Doctor Magazine 564, we had a look at some of the more unusual, surprising, downright out there mentions of Doctor Who on American television. Jerry Seinfeld, blah, blah, blah. Now, as a sort of snake dance-esque sequel to Kinder, we're flipping things around and have a look at some of the more memorable, noteworthy television series and shows that have been mentioned as okay, fine. It's still bloody hell. 4 pages on that. Can you fix it? As director assistant for the past 16 months on Doctor Who, Abdul Kisei's works very hard to make everyone's lives easier. Oh, look, listen, I really like the whole thing about actively bringing in new talent. I wish it wasn't quite so racist. Let's just get people who are white. Again, it's this hatred of white straight men, right? But I'm look, good for him. I'm glad you got this gig. I hope you become a director, and I hope this is a great pathway, right? I really do. The diet of Doctor Who. What's this? Food plays an important part in all our lives, be we human or alien. Beth McMillan cooks up a menu for... Oh, fuck off. Really? This is like stuff you'll get... This is like Doctor Who flavored Hello magazine. This is a really stupid article. This is a really genuinely stupid article. This is something that should be in like Doctor Who Annual. Kronk burgers. Man, I had such a good burger the other night. The night I went out to see Dune. Really good. Oh, I will go back there right now for another burger like that. Loose Talk. With the program off air in the 1990s, Doctor Who magazine's interviews became ever more candid. The next generation of interviewers were ready to capture their confessions. Paul Kirtley seeks them out, and the writers who bought us Actors Aware's covers for the revived series. That's an interesting article. Okay, I would say this is probably a better article than anything in last month. But man, 6 pages on this, right? That's crazy. Who's that with? That's not Ben Cook down there. Amy Pond, actress Karen. It is Ben Cook. I mean, for God's sake, Ben. Like, look at you. I mean, look at him. So this was what, 2010, so 15 years ago. He's exactly the same now. He's exactly the same. Although very good interviewer, very good. I don't like they move these away from the beginning of the magazine. That never works, right? That never works when they do that. It should be right after Gallifrey and Guardian. It's just like it's something that, generally speaking, works. What's that about? This month in '84. Okay, is that Captain Zep? That looks like Captain Zep. Yeah, Captain Zep, Space Detective. Captain Zep, Super Space Detective. Bill Valliard. Okay, this is something else. So this gets 2 pages. This should get 4. This should get 6 pages. I can't believe this just got 2 pages. Michael Jason. I mean, you must have interviews with him. No, God, like really? Amazon Prime. Okay, so this is like the making of the Blu-ray. Oh, look at that! Actually, they did go on location. I thought this was all done on green screen. Well, good for them. Good for them. I know good for them how they managed to pull that budget together to do that. What's this down here? Louise Jameson and Toby Adoki. And what is that? Okay, well now that looks like something from what's it called again? The first story, the Rutan one, Horror of Fang Rock. Toby Adoki and Louise Jameson are inside the lighthouse studying Anthony Lamb's Fang Rock recreation. Oh, so this was the recreation. Must be something about the new Blu-ray. Fine, man. It's on part 3 of the story. I didn't even notice it. Frank, I really got to give it a read, right? I really got to give that a read. Okay, fine. But you notice there's still no mention of Millie Gibson being going. Well, I'm sure she was fired, right? There's no incident of that at all. There's no mention of that at all, which is I find even more suspicious. So Planet of Daleks, where we are. So this is the last 3 parts of it. Again, I don't really like them breaking these into 2 parts, but okay. This is something like kind of filler you read on a toilet. Action figure. Who is getting this shit? Like just who? Attack of the Sidemen. Oh, that was a kind of not great novelization of a weak story read by David Banks. Not on Cascade. And again, look, if you're a fundamentalist that believes that women have penises, that's fine. But like, why is this religion everywhere all the time now? This is Rebecca Root, who is a woman, one of those new style women blessed with a penis, and talk show not interested. What else came out? Fusion of the Daleks, excellent. I freaking love Fusion of the Daleks. That was very, very good. Oh, and this has also been good. The Battle of Giants Causeway, the Sontarans versus Rutan series, been very strong, right? That's been very, very strong. They didn't even announce Dark Gallifrey and Gallifrey and Guardian. Church on Ruby Road, I am so not interested. The woman who wrote it, Esme Jinky May Pearson, is just such the incredibly expected bigot that you would expect. You would think would get a job, right? It's somebody I believe hired. I haven't read the book, so I really can't comment. But I would have thought she was hired by identity rather than by aptitude, right? I said, man, I'm not entering that one to win the White Dragon collection. No, run screaming from that. And what's this? Nicola Bryant Reeves' River of Death by John Peel. Oh, John Peel's back. Well, yeah, fine. So they have Otherworlds, the Trail of a Time Lord. Okay, so this looks like it's actually going to be good. I'm excited for this story. What's it called? The Quinn Dilemma, right? It's they did the final adventure with the Sixth Doctor. I thought that worked very well. They've done and they also did the last day for Seventh Doctor, which was not good at all, right? Really, really not good at all. Very disappointing. But like this one, I don't know. I'm actually excited for this. Like genuinely am. So I'm intrigued. This. What's it? So some Rubbery Rascals reappear in latest audio anthology of classics annuals. Did they really? Fine. So you got the Vord here. India Fisher, Colin Baker, TARDIS team. She was just with Conrad Westmaster the next month before for it is for volume 3, I think, of Sontaran versus Rutons. And here, volumes 1 and 2. But I mean, episodes 1 and 2, very, very good, right? Very, very, very good. Over the exclusion, the Storm of the Sea Devil sees monsters arrive in the Indian shores. Writer David K. Bailey selects his top 6 Doctor Who holiday stories. It's got Deep of the Punjab. You just made me so glad I'm not buying that story, David K. Barnes. Swept Away. A trip to America in the Age of the Pioneers begins disastrously when the TARDIS plunges into a ravine. Oh, well, that sounds pretty good. Decent cover. Do you reckon that's AI? Do you reckon that's painted? I don't know. I reckon that's AI. And I don't know. The last one of these was really, really bad. Old Doctors, classic monsters, classic Doctors, new monsters. The last one that I just found dull, right? Sunday supplement. I mean, like, again, why do they keep banging on about her when she's been fired? I think she's been quite obviously fired. Millie Gibson on Running from Monsters. You must be talking about the BBC. What else he got in there? The Puppet Masters. Okay. See, again, this just seems like a lot of filler, right? It seems like a lot of filler to me. So let's have an overview. How many pages of it would I be interested in reading this week? Now, how many? It's like 100 pages long. 84. Hell, gets smaller and bloody smaller every bloody month. Fine. I'll read the letter from showrunner, but I'll do that on the stream. Saturday we'll do that. Goblin Crew, vaguely interesting. Yeah, I would read that. And the party. I would start reading this article about the costumes, but not really. Crystal D about Doctor in Care. Yeah, say nothing's really exciting. You can hear in my voice. I'm like, maybe. I don't know. Could be. I don't sound like that. The crew don't care. Diet of Doctor Who. That's just pathetic. I might have a look at the greatest shows in the galaxy. Right, that article. Loose Talk looks pretty weak to me. Right, 6 pages of meh. And then, like instead of actually doing a real retrospective about Michael Jason, right? That's something that should have been 12 pages. You don't tell me there's no Michael Jason interview in Doctor Who magazine that you could reprint, right? Or this is like lazy. Then we got the article about the. I would read any of this, but I'm not like, whoa, fascinated, right? It's not really doing it for me. Reviews, yes, fine. So there you go. That's this month's Doctor Who magazine. Are you interested in it? I don't know. How much is it for a digital subscription? That's the question. Hang on. Look it up. Doctor Who magazine. Doctor Who magazine. I'm really intrigued to know how much this costs, right? Because the digital subscription isn't really that expensive. Let's have a look. So $4.23 per issue, blimey, that's way more expensive than I thought. Really? That's correct. Well, that viewer offers. Single issue is £7. £54 for a because I get to a £15 a month, £15 every 3 months, and I don't really notice it. So $4.61 sounds quite expensive to me. That does sound quite expensive to me. It gives me content, I guess. It gives me content. Yeah, that's the way I go. Do I like the cover? Nothing about this era is really exciting me. Let's be fair. Nothing about this era is really exciting me. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.